welcome to the Cybertronian Exchange. In this video we have for you Magic Square's Shovel Master and Roller Master. Recently got this in from Terry's TF Club. Had it sitting in my mailbox for about 2 weeks and didn't even know it until the postman told me to return the key. Apparently my kid had the key hidden in his backpack. So anyway, I was pretty excited to get this. I thought I was going to be stuck waiting on it with another pre-order for Dreamstar's Slingshot. But Terry tends to just send it anyway, but he doesn't ever charge me any extra on shipping. So check them out. Let's see. Pretty basic. It's just black box, soft touch box. And yeah, real basic on the graphics. Let's see. Nothing to really talk about as far as the packaging is concerned. So we're going to open it up. Come on now. There we go. Also, if you order from Terry, you get a nice sticker sheet. So if you order an Autobot, you get Autobot stickers. If you order a Decepticon, you get Decepticons. And if you order both, you get both. So that's a nice little added bonus. I've been using the crap out of them things. So, alrighty. Set that to the side. Alright. And there we go. Oop, guns are a little jumbled about, but that's okay. Let's see here. I want to zoom out a little bit. Alright, so you get your instruction booklet. And it looks like you got two cards. You got an alternate face, head, and cement mixer piece. I think that's for combined mode appearances. And not sure where those go, so we'll see. I can't remember if that's it's probably a scrapper face. So yeah, Shovel Master and Roller Master are scrapper, and Mix Master I'm just going to pop them out here and get this plastic out of the way. Forgive me. I'm going to toss that to the side. And alright, we're going to just take a look at these guys together. Scrapper comes with his gun, his pistola. Let's see if I can get some light on the right side of things here. Hold on. That was more me bumping the desk, not that he's unstable or anything, because they are quite sturdy. So, alright, the gun, right there, I think you can see that. Lots of little sculpt work. I like the little, looks like a laser pointer under the barrel. But yeah, real basic sculpt work. Nice little detail. Like the fins on the back. And no paint or anything like that. So, but he will hold the gun just fine, like it was meant to be in his hand. So set that aside. Look at Mixmaster's gun real quick. Mixmaster's gun's a little smaller. Sorry. There we go. See if I can get it to focus here. His gun's a little smaller, not as much sculpted detail or anything like that. No paint, so real basic. Probably end up in the baggie with the instructions and other bits. So, and he holds it just fine. So, lots of pew pew to happen. Alright, set that aside. We want to look at the individual figures. All right, so up first we got Scrapper, and lots of little detail here. We got black plastic, gray plastic, red painted eyes, and heads on a ball peg, it feels like. So you can get all the way around. You get a little bit of up, a little bit of down. Not really any left and right, so maybe not a ball peg. It's just a swivel and a little pin or whatever. I'm sure something in there. I'll pop it off later because the alternate face, see how that works. Chest is purple plastic and gray paint and dark gray paint with a little bit of red paint right there. Lots of sculpted detail here. Looks really, really nice. And pretty happy with that. He's got, I don't even know what kind, I guess that's just a hinge on a swivel. So he gets all the way around 360 degrees. If you lift too much, that does come untabbed, it looks like. So, but it does hold firmly. So it's not like it's a nuisance to lift up the hand. I was just trying to lift past 90 degrees. Elbow is double hinged. So you got a pin here and a pin here. So you get all the way around. That's crazy. That looks good. That's a clean elbow right there. So it's got a bicep swivel. He's got a wrist swivel. And not really any up and down unless you want to break the what looks like the transformation here. So like there's a panel here, I think. Yeah. So if you lift that panel, then you get a little up and down. But that's part of the transformation. All right. He has a full 360 degree waist swivel and a decent little ab crunch here. So not too bad. Hip skirts get out of the way. Sides, I don't think the sides lift up. The back does lift up, so you can get them full 180 spread that way. And even though the sides don't get up, you can almost get a 180 spread that way. It's got purple plastic, green paint, black and silver paint or gray paint. It's not really silver, there's no metallic to it. So it's just gray paint. Legs look to be gray molded plastic, and then it's got yellow paint right there. Which that yellow paint shows up really well. I know sometimes yellow is really transparent and it's hard to see, but it shows up really well. It's got a thigh swivel, and then a double jointed knee. So you got a, I'm sure there's a pin joint in there somewhere, but he's got two of them. So you can get that leg all the way up. It only gets stopped by the backpack. If you move the backpack, you get a little bit more. So more than you'll probably ever need to use. Lower legs are green plastic, and he's got ankle rocker, and he's got tilt up, a little bit of down, and then if you just want individual toe tilt up, you can also get the toe tilt up. So he has a pretty good range on him as far as articulation is concerned. Pretty happy. I still wish they would give us alternate hands so that we can have more expressive hands, but other than that, that's been my only complaint since they came out with that Prime with those expressive hands. That's been my only complaint. They won't keep doing that, and I wish they would. So, and I popped that loose again. This coming loose, I promise, is my fault. Things to note though, like they got painted detail under here, and like the side view of this is really clean, really clean. Even the back side, the legs are not hollow on this figure at all. I got painted piston details on the side of the arm, And those legs are nice and tidy. They got a lot jammed in there, and I'm ready to explore this thing and blow it wide open. So, but yeah, that's Scrapper. Let's see. He can hold some pretty decent poses. I mean, nothing extreme, but we can try some extreme. I mean, let's see. He a little on the heavy side that way, but yeah, fairly balanced. Holds it just fine. Shake test, nothing's really moving. I mean, this leg moves, but I mean, that's, if I did that to that side, it comes down, but it's not flopping by any stretch of the imagination. So there's Scrapper. Let's get on the Mixmaster here. All right, fold that down. He's got, it's hard to get my hands in there, but he's got a head swivel, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. Not much. It's got black plastic. I think the face is gray plastic. It's separate with red painted eyes. And then the arms get up 90 degrees. And same swivel. Bicep swivel for full 360. And also a double jointed elbow. So that's pretty nice. Chest is purple plastic with red paint and dark gray paint. We have a waist swivel, and I do believe there's an ab crunch. I've seen it ab crunch. I might need to do some finagling on my guy, but I've seen it ab crunch. So I don't want to break it, but I've seen it ab crunch. We'll worry about that later. So there are not any really, like, you got hip skirts here, and on this side there's no painted detail on the waist or crotch area. I think that's a missed opportunity because they nailed it there, but they forgot to do it here. And there's just not enough breakup. There's a couple of things that could have been done to break this up a little bit better. Legs get, even though there's no hip flaps forward or back, waist flaps to get out of the way, you still get 180 degrees. And not quite 180 degrees in the splits. These pieces get in the way, and I think that's part of the transformation. I don't know if it's the bumper or fuel tank or something, but they get in the way. So thigh swivel on a ball peg, or not ball peg, just a swivel right there, a little cut joint, I guess, I don't know, but has a thigh swivel. Double hinge knee that gets all the way up. You'll hit the backpack, but it gets there. No, is that? Yeah, it's double hinge. You got a hinge here and a hinge here. So inside the legs, look how tidy that is on the inside of the legs. The feet have just ankle tilt up and down, but it's not really like, there's like toe tilt down, but there's nothing up. And then there's ankle rocker either up here or an ankle rocker down here. So you can get crazy with it. Lots of posability to this figure as well. So not as many paint apps on this figure though, compared to Scrapper. Kind of surprised that there's not as many paint apps, but still looks good nonetheless. Here he is from the back, fairly clean. Back is nice and tidy, and looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get them transformed. I want to set Mixmaster over here to the side. We're going to start with Scrapper, I think. And we want to see if we can do it without me having to open those instructions. I'm going to start with the hands. We'll flip that to the inside and then peg that back in. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Flip it around, peg it back in. Just want to keep the arms up. And let's see. That unpacks there. And looks like we can lift that up. Oh, here. Turn the head around. And then that should fold out there, it looks like. I think those go 90 degrees because I think this part's supposed to be to the outside. Hip skirts fold all the way up in. I think everything slides kind of forward here. See, that untabs there, folds over, and tabs in. It's a little loose. Maybe this spins to the inside and tabs in. Yep. Okay. That doesn't make sense. Let's see here. Okay, that, you got two tabs here, two tabs here and here, and one tab in here and here. You kind of have to squeeze it down, but they go. And then looks like the whole shovel bit folds forward. There's on here, there's like a tab here and then tab holes there. So it looks like that snaps down on that. And then the wheel, you've got tab here and then tab holes here. I don't know. I'm not showing that well. Tab hole here and a tab here. And that spins in. And that spins in. And so that's all tidy up front. So front's kind of tidy. I really think that's supposed to face out, but it may not. Hold on. Let me undo a couple of things real quick. I think I goofed up. I know I goofed up. So we're going to back up a second here. It's got a pin in that way. Those pins have to go in there. Be nice to see that painted piping on the outside, but I just don't think that's where it goes. I think those spin in And unfortunately, we see this gape of a hand, but I have faith in Magic Square, and I think that gets covered up. So we'll leave that there. We'll move on to the legs. So to do that, I think we're just going to start pulling stuff open. Looks like. All right, now. There we go. That opens there, which means now that can open up. And that opens, and that opens. Interesting. Nope. There's a little panel here, I think. Yep. That lifts up. Foot comes out and around. And looks like that flips in. You got a panel that folds over here. And that panel folds over there. Just like so. And let's see. That spins on the knee. Looks like that tabs in there and tabs into the side of the leg there. And now we're getting somewhere. And I think this folds right back down where it was originally. Yep, it does. Push that in flat. So it's kind of originally there, but it's like extended up. Then that folds down and that tabs in. And this has a tab here that looks like it goes in there. No way. Where does that thing go? I can't possibly tab in there. Nope. Looks like it goes in like this little gap here. So like that. So that tabs in. All right. So that's one side done. I want to do that again. First, fold that flat. Then the leg separates, and it's hard to separate because you're pulling on these two parts here while this whole piece you're holding on to back here. It's very hard to get it to separate, so you kind of have to let your fingers slide out a little bit out of the way. So we're going to address the leg. To do that, you got your panel, you got your shim panel folds in at the top like that, and then your foot comes up and kind of extends on this peg, and you spin it 180 degrees, and then you go to fold it back in. You fold it around, you got this panel here that pops up, and you fold that panel down. Get that lined up, fold that flat. And I think we're good to go here. This articulates, the heel spur articulates. Don't know how important that is, but just thought I'd note that since I didn't point it out when going over the robot mode. You expand out here, these all fold out with the legs straight. This panel, if you hold the knee just on the inside of that slit, this whole thing spins around. As it does so, you can actually tab it into the thigh right there. And you can fold this down. And, well, you don't want to fold that down just yet. You want to sort this real quick. So that folds in. These cover the fists, and then it tabs in here. Nice and clean like. Then this folds down because it tabs in on a part of this panel here. You want that panel to be you want that to kind of sit at 90 degrees, almost 90 degrees. You can tab your legs together here, and just kind of squish a little. And just kind of push it in. So there's that. Alright, I think those stay out. And then all that's left now is the cab area. You just fold that up to 90 degrees. Fold that down to 90 degrees. And I've got 2 peg holes here, but they don't really peg into nothing. There's not any peg holes for it to go to. So I think, as weird as it seems, it just sits there like that. So there you go. There's Scrapper. Bucket gets all the way down, all the way up, and you get about, I don't know, 15, 20 degrees of movement here. There's tabs further down, so when it's in combined mode, it's going to tab in down here. But I'm not going to go through any of the combined mode parts until I actually have all the pieces to do combined mode. I don't like getting ahead of that game. So he's got silver paint on the wheels, black plastic, and little painted accents here for the vents. There's no paint in the bucket or anything like that, and no paint back here. Oh, this squares up like that. I knew something felt out of balance. And it rolls pretty good. And yeah. Oh, I forgot to do a size comparison. Here he is with Iron Factory wheel jack, so you can kind of get an idea on size. So I have a whole bunch of legends, so we'll go through sizes and stuff as we get through some of the others. So we're going to set Scrapper aside. We're going to take a look at Mixmaster now. I do not like how loose that is. That's super loose. That up down. I mean, he doesn't seem unstable or anything. Maybe a little, but I don't like how loose that is. That and the lack of paint on him kind of bugs me. So, all right. Looks like these separate here and here. And that rolls up. And that detaches. Oh man, that thing blows all the way apart. That's crazy sauce there. So once you open them up, we have wheels down in here. So we roll that arm forward, unfold the wheel, spin that down. It's a very Motormaster feel. We should probably collapse the arms. The arms actually, the hands fold up in there and then it tabs down. And then I think, yeah, and then I think that's right. Looks right. So we're going to do it correctly on this side. Fold that down. If y'all can see, I'm not paying attention. I should pay more attention to the camera so y'all can see better. Those kind of Z-fold in until you're straight. And then collapse, rotate 90. And then this all unfurls So we're going to extend that out, rotate that down. We got there's a little slide here. Looks like it wants to slide up. I think it slides up. That head might have been in the way. Yep, that slides up. And let's see. I think this all folds in here. Maybe. Fold that flat, rotate that up, rotate this in. Might spin the head for good measure if I can. Maybe I can't. All right, that all went in there. Got a peekaboo going on there. That looks like that's how that's supposed to go. So I'm gonna push that back down. Slid that off. That's my fault. I applied too much pressure the wrong direction and it slid off. I really think I keep knocking that off. Yeah, there, that tabbed in there. And then yeah, so that pin folds in. So this hammer, mushroom peg, whatever, folds in. And then these tab in to there. So there's that bit. Like, I know that ab crunch is in here somewhere. I will figure it out. I think this expands from the way it looked. And I need to do that, untabs, and then lifts that up to 90 degrees. These unfold and spin around. I believe they spin around 90 degrees. We'll see how it ends up. Like that. Alrighty. Feet we're going to fold out and fold out. That entire cab is kept up in this leg. So lift up on the front of the shin. You got the side of the cab here. Fold a window out. There's your grill. So I think you open that there, lean that forward, lean that up. And then that should square up to the front somehow. Maybe like that. Yep. Okay, so that once you have it up, you fold that flat, you square that up. And then this whole thing somehow collapses down in here. Looks like the cab tabs into the side of the thigh like that. And then those tab in there. And then the foot swivels around. I know this is super sloppy, y'all. And then the toe folds 90 degrees and then tucks in. All right, I want to try and make that a little cleaner for this next one, because you see how it's all tucked up in there. All right, so we'll leave the foot off to the side. This actually will fold 90 degrees. All right, the front of the shin will lift up. The side of the truck will slide out on this peg here. I'm going to rotate 90 degrees. That's where it's going to live. It's going to tab into the side of this grill right here. But before you do that, you have to fold that forward, flip your windshield out, and then you can fold it back. Once it's folded back, you can sandwich the side of the truck in. Once the side of the truck is sandwiched in, you can come around, flip the foot all the way around. Then you kind of roll it in. It's going to, like, you got a hinge here and a hinge here. It's going to roll in there. So once it's rolled in there, I'm going to take your leg. Oh, look, there's a tab there too. And take your leg, and you're going to collapse it until that peg can get into that peg hole. And you're just going to squeeze it in there. And these are your fuel tanks, so it's going to line up on that there. I think I did it inadvertently here. So with that done, now you can take your windshield or your side window, fold that out. You got a little angle piece here. Fold that out. And then all this folds forward and collapses down and tabs in like so. Then I think we spin 180 degrees, because that just makes sense. And tab the legs together like so. Then these actually slide down. Oh, you got to accordion this down, so that should be flat. That's where I had some unnecessary tension there. So this should be flat, and everything should be past that peg right there. And then these tab in here, because they are the fuel tanks. Which it would have been nice if those were silver, more of that paint breakup that they should have done. So now we're left with this. This piece swivels around. And slides in. And I think it's supposed to tab in to right there. Yep. Tabs in right there. Now this does turn, but it's an uncomfortable turn. It can extend out further, and you can slide like that on pegs there. And all these little pieces can slide around, so you can adjust this as you see fit. But something to note is you have peg holes here. I think that's where they're trying to make it fit Prime's trailer, which I might dig out and go through at some point. Not sure. I'm just going to slide that peg in there, because that's the furthest peg back, and that gets that barrel extended all the way. And there we go. So we're going to give this vehicle a quick look over. First of all, it rolls just fine. All wheels are touching, everything spins, especially if I do it right. We have little paint accents here, which I wish was more throughout the whole figure. I know I've said that a couple of times. Purple paint, green plastic, translucent paint, or translucent plastic. That should have been just painted purple. That would have been fine painted purple. We got gray plastic, silver paint. This would have been nice, all silver all the way around, just to break up the monotony. Silver paint on the wheels, and I believe that's the extent of it all. It would be nice to have some silver on that too. So Cab seems really big compared to the rest of the truck, and I know it's just part of the style that it has to be to fit the combiner, and certain sacrifices have to be made. Doesn't mean I have to like it any more or any less, but yeah, cab seems huge compared to this. I feel like it's a little disproportionate. I don't like how this is wider than that. That bugs me. Fans Toys Motormaster does this too. The cab is narrow and the wheels behind it and stuff are wide, and it's irritating. But other than that, I think it's a really nice figure. Looks really good, and really happy with the purchase. I do not have the New Age version, and I really don't plan on getting the New Age version, just because Magic Square is kind of where I settled on the design. The robot designs look better to me. The vehicle designs look better to me. Even though I have complaints about them, they still look better. Oh yeah, there's a little paint on the side there. And the overall Devastator, I feel, is a little bit more cohesive. So, but yeah, that's it for me. Really like these guys. Glad I got them. Can't believe I let them sit in the mailbox for two weeks. But yeah, really happy with the figures, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, I'm happy to hear them out. Hope y'all enjoy and have a great time. Bye.